Hello and welcome to FPL Natty, and we're going to talk about my latest team for game week number 1. Now, at the time of this video, there's less than 24 hours until game week 1 starts. So it's about time I showed you my team. I've made a couple of changes to my first draft. So you will see a few new additions in there, maybe a differential that you might have thought about or is in your watch list. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, all down there below. And let's see what I've done. So here we have my current team, which was my first draft team, back 4-4-2, with my captain as Salah and Kane as my vice captain. So let's see what first change I've made. It is Ward. See it there highlighted in the bottom? So why have I chosen Ward? So basically, Kasper Schmeichel has left Leicester. He has gone to Nice. Now he literally left like yesterday or the day before. So in their place, they have a keeper called Danny Ward. And for me, he has to be in my team. He only costs 4 million. And as you can see by the ownership, 12.3% of you have agreed with me that he needs to be in the team. Because between him and I think Iverson, Brendan Rodgers said that they are fighting for that first position place. But Danny Ward at the moment is in the lead. Gazaniga, who I had in my team originally, was never going to play. He literally is a Fulham backup keeper. And there was no chance that he was ever going to get any games, particularly in the Premier League anyway. So with the run of fixtures that Leicester have, they have Brentford, Arsenal, Southampton, Chelsea, United and Brighton in the first 6. So there are a few difficult games in there, but they are some winnable games or games where Danny can get some clean sheets in. And at 4 million, I think there is no reason why he shouldn't be in your team, and that's why I swapped him out for Gazaniga. So between him and Raya, I can chop and change if I want to. So I'll have two £4 million keepers. So it's a no-brainer. Next, I have changed Dallo. He's missing there for my back four next to Carl Walker, and I've replaced him with the one and the only Gabriel from Arsenal. Now, he is a fantastic defender. So originally I had Dallo, who's done really well in pre-season, playing as like an inverted right back. And Ten Hag has really had him pushed up in that final third of the pitch. But I thought a change was needed for someone who I knew will be assured of games, but also is a really good aerial threat. And he's only cost 0.5 million more. His ownership is really low as well. So 8.6% of fantasy football owners own him at the moment. For me, the big thing is that last year, Gabriel was the highest scoring centre-back in the league. He got 5 goals, and the team, Arsenal, kept 13 clean sheets. And that was with a relatively shaky defence that missed out on Champions League. But they have made some changes in that defence. They have got some good players that have come back. I think Saliba is back as well. Tierney's still out injured. I think Tomiyasu out injured as well. But they have brought in Zinchenko, and obviously they have Ramsdale as their goalkeeper. So Gabriel, for me, is a very assured aerial defender who can give you goals from corners or some set pieces. But in terms of his stats, the 9th highest scoring defender last year. He's absolutely nailed on to start. He's very good defensively, as I've mentioned already. So for me, with the run of fixtures that Arsenal have, they have Crystal Palace, Leicester, Bournemouth, Fulham, Villa and United. Now they can win all 6 of those games. I'm a United fan, as you guys know already. So even them beating United at the stage they are right now is possible. They have good attack. They have really skillful midfielders I've spoken about before. And they have a strong back four and a really good goalkeeper in Ramsdale. So Gabriel has to be in my squad. He's going to get you points every week. So for me, he's in my squad. So who have I changed next? Neto. And I have taken him out for Bailey. Leon Bailey, the Jamaican, from Aston Villa. I had to put him in my squad. He's had a fantastic pre-season. But in terms of Neto, the reason why I didn't have him is because, just have a look at that ownership right there. That is 18.9% of fantasy players that own Neto. And I was thinking about this quite a lot, and Neto has become quite a template player in certain managers' squad. Almost 20% of all players who play fantasy have Neto in their squad. And I think that's an unjustified price or percentage for someone who hasn't really delivered at any point in time. And right now, Jimenez is out injured. He's ruled out for 8 weeks. So I'm trying to say to myself, where those points come from? Where are those attacking threat going to come from Wolves when they have lost their striker? They don't really have a good backup striker. And for me, Neto isn't going to be played up front. He's an attacking midfielder. Who's he going to pass to? So I don't think he is worth putting him in my squad. So that is why I've gone with Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey has had a fantastic pre-season, and even if you watched the game that Villa had with Manchester United, I think Villa were down 2-0 down at half-time, and then Leon Bailey came on and got 2 attacking returns straight away. And I got a quote from Gerrard that said, "If I had to pick a team for the real thing tomorrow, Leon Bailey is starting in my team." So he considers him as like a winger. Sometimes he can play up front as well as a striker, but someone who's heavily involved in the attacks and can take corners and some set pieces as well. So in pre-season, he got 3 goals and 2 assists in total. And I know it was pre-season, but it's given him a good platform considering he was out for a lot of last season. He went to Jamaica, he reset his mind, and I think he's come back even stronger and showing us the player that he was meant to be and showed us at Bayer Leverkusen. So I think at 5 million, he is definitely worth taking a punt on instead of Neto, who has proven over a few seasons that he doesn't really quite have it. I've gone with a Jamaican. I'm a Jamaican myself, so I thought I'll go with someone who I've seen play in Germany. I think he's going to be a fantastic asset for Aston Villa up there as an attacker and can really give you some great returns. Even the starting games that they have, they got Bournemouth, Everton, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Arsenal, and I guess it gets hard and game week 6 at City, but you can always swap him out. He's at a good price point. You can swap him out depending on who you want it for. Even at that time, Neto has Southampton, so you can even do a swap. But Leon Bailey, 5 million, it's a no-brainer. So the next person I've gone for is Greenwood. Now, this is the Greenwood from Leeds. We won't talk about the one from Man United. That's a whole different conversation. But I've gone with Greenwood from Leeds. And he has taken the spot of Dennis Undav from Brighton. Now, this one I'm a little bit on the fence about. But I say I'm 60-40 about making this change. So I was looking for a budget forward that could replace Undav or was around the price of Undav. So because I put in Gabriel in my defense, it meant that I lost that 0.5 that I had from Delo. So I wasn't able to get Mbeumo, who is 6 million from Brentford, who I really wanted. So instead I had to downgrade. Fine, and I went for Sam Greenwood. Now Sam Greenwood plays for Leeds. He's £4.5 million and his ownership is 24.7%. So Jesse March, who is the manager of Leeds, really does rate him, and we could look at a lot of minutes from him from this season. He's played over 160 minutes in pre-season and showed quite good form, but again, he's been playing him out of position. He's been playing him in midfield as a number 10 during pre-season. So this is a tricky one. Do I go with Undav, who might be on the bench or could come on to replace Morpay, or will Brighton play 2 up front? I don't know. So this one I'm on the fence with, but as you can see, Dennis, Undav, what do you think? Which one should I go with out of these 2? So this is my team. 4-4-2, made the changes with Gabriel, Bailey, got Ward as my backup goalkeeper, and Greenwood or Undav as my forward option on the bench. What do you think of this team? Do you think this team can really get me points for not only game week 1, but maybe the first 3 or 4 game weeks? Because I'm kind of planning ahead. Let me know your thoughts or who you would change. You haven't got very long to let me know. So write it down in the comments if you think my team is like really good. Give it a rating out of 10. I think this team is a strong 8.5 out of 10. So what do you think? And my captain obviously is Mohamed Salah. he was always going to be my captain in Game Week 1. They have Fulham, a team that's been promoted from the Championship. And my vice captain is Harry Kane. Salah is not going to get dropped. So Kane is always he's not going to get double points. So I've gone for Salah. I think most of you will go Salah as well. Maybe as time goes on, I'll go over differential, but I want to kick off strong with Salah, who has shown good form and is probably FPL's god, basically. Who's your captain going to be? Is it going to be someone different? Do you have a differential? I think this team is strong, so let's see how it performs for Game Week 1. So there it is. That is my team for Game Week 1. In this new fantasy season. So what do you think of it? Do you think it's going to be good? Do you think I've got some players in there that are differentials? I've got a few template players like Trent and Salah. What are your thoughts on that team? Let me know. If you like this video, like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when my next one's going to be, because these weeks are going to come thick and fast, and I'm going to be right here with you, showing you my team, giving you some tips on how you can really conquer your mini league and move up the tables in this season. So let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.